Hello everyone, this is Mark from the Mark and Matt Sports Talk Show. Today we're going to be going over the terrible calls from the NFC and AFC Championship games, and we're going to talk about some basketball. So let's get into it. Let's go! Hey everyone, this is Mark, and this is my little bro Matt, and we're here for another pro football talk, and we're here to go over some of the NFL, NFC, and AFC Championship games that happened this last week. And Matt, do you want to get us started off with some of the egregious calls we saw in both the NFC and AFC Championship games? What are your thoughts on that?
All right, so we got to start off here with the Saints and the Rams. This is very painful to talk about here for all the Saints and Saints fans, as the Saints have been robbed by in their own stadium by the Rams, as the refs have stolen. They didn't even give them the passer interference call. They literally let the Rams steal it from them, and even the receiver who literally trucked the dude, the wide receiver for the Saints, said he was doing it on purpose. That he would rather have his team have one other play than give the Saints the touchdown. And that's basically on the NFL, because they're not making the key calls that were necessary.
I totally agree with you there. I mean, the NFL refs officiating is the epitome of cat piss, and they can't get anything right. I mean,
it's donkey.
It was you saw. I think it was a guy. I think Tommy Lewis was the wide receiver's name.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the corner of the Rams' name was, and yeah, he just totally trucked the guy. I mean, before he could have the ball in his hands, he was already being trucked to the sideline.
So he's walking, and then he goes.
I mean, he got literally hit by a freight train right there.
And the refs just said, "Hey, it's all right. It's okay. Just it's a part of the game." And everyone, you could put it on a Madden game and literally set up the same situation, and the refs will call a call in the video game, and they couldn't call, and the refs couldn't call in real life. It's like,
well, I will say this though. I will say this. There was a face mask missed against the Saints. They did a face mask. It was on Jared Goff. I believe he got sacked. It was a play before. It should have been a face mask on the Saints, and this drive should have kept going. However, if you're letting these bad calls define your games, don't you think there's kind of something wrong with that? I mean, come on. I mean, it's plain as day. I mean, me and my little bro were at a private event. We were watching the game on the phone, and it was as clear as day. I'm like, where's the penalty flag on that? And so the NFL, they need to just fix this rule. I don't know what they need to do, but they need to fix it, because they can't keep allowing this. This is a joke.
It is a joke. They're literally allowing these teams that shouldn't have chances to have chances. The Rams should have not won that game. But in due part, you could say that the Saints did blow their chances, because in overtime they did get the coin flip, and Drew Brees just threw an interception. And that was on Drew Brees.
Well, I question that, though, because the Michael Thomas got pass interference on that play, too. If you look at the play again with Michael Thomas and the interception for the Rams to win the game, Thomas got pushed down, okay? Michael Thomas got pushed down. That should have been a penalty on the Rams. Also pass interference, you could argue. But I guess the point you could stand is that the Saints defense did not step up when it needed to. The Saints defense, the secondary was its Achilles heel all season long. Didn't come through. Pass rush didn't get nothing on Jared Goff. And that was that.
But, I mean, you can't blow a 13-0 lead. But we're just going to leave it at that. It's the refs' problem. They're going to have to face that.
Well, we had another game, if you didn't know. We had the Chiefs and the Patriots. And
very exciting.
And I got to say, okay, that game, the Chiefs should have won. D Ford was offside by a landslide. And that was on him. If D Ford's not offside, we're talking about Chiefs and Rams in the Super Bowl. Probably the most exciting Super Bowl you'll ever see. And high scoring.
The NFL is rigged. They would rather see the Patriots for the 100th time there than rather give a team that's probably never even been there like 100 years.
But how could you say that, though? How could you say that? Wait, what plays exactly would you say made the game rigged?
It is rigged because, I mean, everyone's seen the Patriots there. The Chiefs have never been there. The Chiefs had more heart into the game than the Patriots. The NFL just blatantly threw out calls and penalties that were non-existent or calls that shouldn't have been called.
So you're saying that roughing the passer penalty then? The one where it just got barely hit across the face?
I mean, that's what they're calling now. I mean, literally on the...
That's stupid, by the way. Roughing the passer is the dumbest play I've ever seen. Roughing the passer...
It's not even... They don't even know where they're going with these calls anymore. Literally, in the beginning, you're seeing that Green Bay Packers guy. He literally barely even touched him, and they're calling stuff. It's
blasphemy.
It is.
It's honestly, that's what I could say to all you guys out there. Those rules are just blasphemy. If you look at the play again, the roughing the passer penalty, the guy barely got touched. Brady got barely even touched, and they call it roughing the passer, and it's just terrible call. I don't know what else to say, but the Chiefs should have won. D Ford, that secondary's been bad the whole season. They were ranked 29th. Their pass defense, the secondary. You knew that was going to come back to bite them. They didn't fire the defensive coordinator mid-season, and so you just knew it was going to happen. So that's why I said the Patriots, rightfully won that game. And you could complain, the overtime, there should be fair. No, the Patriots won that game. The Chiefs' defense was lousy. They didn't do it. They did not make the necessary adjustments to stop Tom Brady, and that's why they lost. End of story.
Complete.
All right, next topic. We're going to talk about some basketball. We all know you guys just love to hoop around. Get the balls ready. And we're going to look at the NBA Western Conference standings. Get your basketballs ready. It's going to be fun. In the Western Conference right now, you're looking at the Golden State Warriors as the first seed. We got Denver Nuggets as the second seed. Oklahoma City is the third. Then in the 4 and 5 spots, you got Portland, Houston,
Utah,
San Antonio, Utah, LA Clippers. That rounds out the top 8. And then you got the Lakers, and you got Sacramento. You can even argue the Pelicans are still in it. My issue, all right. Boogie Cousins. If you haven't known, Boogie Cousins back in the Warriors won 11 straight. The Warriors got this. The only team I say that has a chance at beating them, as a small chance, would be the Houston Rockets. Because that James Harden, that dude's on fire. And
he's untouchable, basically. No one can touch him. He's literally he's like water. He just seeps through your fingers.
Well, if you also think about it, too. Like last year in the West Finals, CP3 and Houston had the Warriors by the throat. I mean, they were down 3-2. The Warriors were at home, Game 6, and the Rockets had just beat them in Game 5. They literally had them by the throat. But the injury to CP3, I think, is what made the difference for the Warriors to come back and win this series and ultimately win the finals. So if the Rockets can stay healthy with the players they got there, and they basically got the same team. They got rid of Carmelo Anthony, if you didn't know. They got rid of Carmelo, who's garbage.
Basically the same team overall.
It's basically the same team overall. And then the Warriors, they got D. Cousins. Now, that's the best starting 5 in all of basketball. And if you haven't looked, the Warriors are the second-ranked defense and second-ranked offense.
And they've just won 11 games in a row with DeMarcus Cousins just starting in the lineup. It's an ongoing process where they just keep both those into teams.
I think, let me ask you something. In the East, I'd say there's 3 teams. There's Toronto, there's Milwaukee, and I don't think the Pacers are out of it because Oladipo is out for season. But I would say also the Celtics with Kyrie Irving.
Yeah,
out of those 3 teams, in your opinion, Matt, do you think can beat the Warriors? Who has the best shot?
I'm going to go with Milwaukee.
Why would you say Milwaukee?
I mean, they're just leading it right now. They're just destroying teams, man. They're the reason. They're setting the standard for the league right now. And teams are just not being able to match their play style. And the Warriors, if they're going to, I mean, they got their DeMarcus Cousins, they got their starting 5, but I mean, if they can't literally take on Milwaukee right now, it's just going nowhere for them.
Antetokounmpo, though, is on fire, I gotta say.
I mean, you gotta give it to him.
The Greek freak has been lighting it up. He's been in triple-doubles like crazy. I'll give him that, but I would say the Celtics, and here's why I say the Celtics. Gordon Hayward's coming back. I mean, I think he's back by now, but he still don't think he's 100%. But when he gets 100%, and when they get Kyrie, that two-headed monster is very dangerous. And that team is deep with the good defensive players that they got on the bench. They got a good young core still. But
they're kind of ready for the playoffs.
I mean, they're ready for the playoffs, and I do think the East is wide open compared to the West. The West, you got Portland, you got Denver, which is surprising. I didn't think Denver would be that good. But you got OKC with Paul George and, oh my goodness, what's Westbrook? I'm forgetting his name. And then you got, like I say, you got Houston, those teams. So I think in the East, I look at it as this is how I view the NBA right now. The Warriors are like the crown, okay?
You're not going to top them. Then I say they have the second layer. You have the teams like the Denvers, the Oklahoma Cities. You got the
ones that
Torontos.
are doing good, but you don't think that they're gonna
Exactly.
really make impact.
One of those teams is going to come out and challenge the Warriors. And I think it's going to be Houston. Actually, I'd say Houston in the West is going to challenge the Warriors. And in the East, if the Warriors make it, whoever comes out of the West was probably going to Golden State.
East is kind of up in the air.
It's kind of up in the air. It's between those three teams that I mentioned. So, but other than that, I really do think come playoff time, the Warriors are going to be ready. They want to level with DeMarcus Cousins. He makes them better. If you think they make them worse, then you're crazy. Because honestly,
have you seen the past games? They've been slaying.
exactly. All right, before we get off here, we're going to make our quick Super Bowl predictions. Okay, Matt, who are your Super Bowl predictions and why? And who do you think is going to win?
Well, at this point, the NFL is just rigged, so I'm just gonna go with the Patriots. I mean, I just don't want to see the Rams win because they shouldn't have been. They don't deserve to be there. But the Patriots, I mean, they might as well just make history at this point. Can earn their 6th, tied up with the Steelers. But the Rams right now, they have a really good shot. I mean, if they can just get pressure on Tom Brady with Aaron Donald and Ndamukong Suh, I mean, if they can play like they played against the Cowboys and just run all over them, it's going to be a win for the Rams. All the Patriots have to do, though, is you can't really give the Patriots a chance because they'll just take it.
I agree. I'm going to go in New England. And here's why I'm going to go in New England. Rams secondary sucks. I don't care what you got to say. Aqib Talib and...
It's a bunch of trash talkers.
Yeah, exactly. Aqib Talib and Marcus Peters are probably the worst overrated secondaries in all football. They got burnt for almost 250 yards by Amari Cooper and Michael Gallup. Michael Thomas burned up for 100 yards. You know who's going to go off this game? Gronk. Me like Gronk. Watch out, Rams fans. Watch out. All right. Peace out. Adios, everybody.